Yeah, we'll get rid of Cracked Skull. I think we just totally neutralized Shoulder. Hit him for 3, baby! Got him. Good game. Eriette for the win, baby! Let's go! Yo, hey, thanks for checking out the video. You rock. I really do appreciate all the support recently, you guys. It means a lot. So this is my Esper Eriette build, and I know it looks a little crazy. There's a lot of one-ofs, for example, towards the higher end of the curve, but I'll sort of talk about those, and they do sort of fulfill a very similar role, so I think it's okay. And I think this showcases all of the different possibilities you can do. But I was playing a lot with this deck, and I actually had, well, I had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of success as well. In the video, I have like 4 or 5 games for you. You don't have to check them all out or anything like that. I might cut it down to 3. But let's talk about Eriette. So we have a lot of new auras, enchantments in general from Duskmourn, but some really good auras. This is a really cool build around because it's a decently static creature, a 2/4 that can block, right? Which is really nice, but it also just allows you to sort of out-tempo the opponent in a way that is pretty unique to cards like this, and there aren't too many right now. So anyway, we have some really cool auras. I'm actually going to talk about Cracked Skull first. This is a really cool card because we get to exile, well, we get to make them discard something and we get to choose what it is out of their hand. And we are going to be generating a lot of tokens with some of the really good new creatures from Duskmourn as well. So every time an enchantment enters the battlefield, we're going to make a 1/1. So if we do put this onto something, we can kind of keep that around. They'll eventually block with it, but it will die to even our 1/1 tokens because it just takes any little bit of damage to destroy it. But again, sometimes we might not even want to swing just to keep that trigger, but that's pretty unlikely, or just grow the trigger rather, but that's pretty unlikely that we wouldn't want to just start swinging anyway to sort of continue the damage. But really nice little card. It's actually surprisingly good. And also Unable to Scream is in here, guys. So this is obviously a great card that you've seen. Fits really good in the Azorius enchantments build. But yeah, just, you know, making something basically unusable, well, relatively, unless it's like a tribal deck, is powerful. Because, yeah, Eriette gets to just ping them to death. So really cool little card. And we also have Optimistic Scavenger in here, so this card can obviously grow our creatures, which is nice. We're not playing too many creatures, but I think that it works out because we do have just a really good removal package, which I'll go over now. So Shelter by Ghost might be the best card from Duskmourn, and I don't even say that ironically. A lot of people are talking about how busted it is, and yeah, it's really dang good because it does say a non-land permanent. And this works really good with Eriette because it helps Eriette stick around, right? Which is really, really nice. We can also block as a 3/4 pretty well with some lifelink if they do have some creatures they're trying to sneak in. So Shelter by Ghost is absolutely essential, and definitely play this card when you can. So those are some of the newer cards. But I do want to talk about some other of the Duskmourn cards in a moment. So Deadweight's in here because, first of all, it's just basically a 1-mana removal spell for smaller creatures, which is really good. Notably, it gets around like the Scamp and the Heartfire Hero, at least very early in the game. Their little ping damage, which can be pretty annoying, especially Cacophony Scamp because they can direct it at our Scavenger if we haven't grown it, for example, any of our tokens, even our Malcolm. So Deadweight's just a pretty, you know, we need that little bit of diversity, really good card in this deck as well. Now Malcolm's actually in here because we do need to find our cards relatively early, and I think that this is just one of the better creatures you can play in the 2-drop slot for finding pieces that you need, finding our Eriette, finding our Shelter by Ghost. And it's also a great target for Shelter by Ghost because then all of a sudden you have a 3/1 flyer, and unless they're playing like Deep Cavern Bats and stuff like that, we're going to be able to just gain a lot of life. So really good target for Shelter by Ghost. You know, we can throw an Unable to Scream onto a Deep Cavern Bat pretty consistently, so it's not a huge deal or anything like that. We also got, by the way, I guess I'll go over some of the 1-drops first. Shardmage's Rescue is making a lot of, you know, waves in Standard, so definitely play this card. It helps protect our Eriette and our good cards, as well as just triggering Gremlin Tamer, right? protect your Gremlin Tamer, grow your board, all at the same time. Very good stuff. And since we are playing a lot of enchantments, I thought one Ethereal Armor might be nice. This is like really powerful onto like a flying creature like Malcolm. You can't really go wrong. I think we're playing a decent package of them to make this at least pump for like 3 or 4, which is really good. So, very cool stuff. Also in the 2-drop slot, we have Ossification, because sometimes you don't have a creature necessarily. Usually, in other decks you can have more of a higher chance of having a creature, but sometimes we won't in this deck. So this will just hit something very good, can't go wrong there, helps grow your Eriette as well. Also, to finish off the 2-drop slot, we have Jarina. So we're playing a surprising amount of humans. So Optimistic Scavenger is a human, also Gremlin Tamer, and Eriette as well. So you can sacrifice this to protect your guys, which is really nice. It also just is a creature itself if you need to throw your Shelter by Ghost on something desperately. So it works nicely, I would say. Now, in the 3-drop slot as well, we're doing Monastery Mentor because, yeah, dude, it helps grow our creatures. Because, again, we don't have too many. Helps grow our board, rather. And also all of these enchantments and stuff will trigger the Prowess, which feels really nice. I think a nice little 2 of this card really works out. Now, also, Delny. So, Eriette is power 2 or less. So, Delny can double up the trigger, which is really nice. You've probably maybe seen that in the Arabella, the Boros Arabella build. Really good stuff. I even had that in my original video, but that video got scuffed from the volume. So that was sad. By the way, if my green screen looks a little off, it's because I'm recording this really early in the morning before the natural light leaks through my window. So, good card. I would play this as well. It also will double up like your Monk tokens. It'll double up your Gremlin Tamer's tokens. So that feels really good, guys. So now to the 1-ups, which I think are justified, but, what have you. You can definitely streamline the build a little bit if you wanted to. I think a build like this needs a little bit of experimentation. And, I'm not 100% on everything, but yeah. So this is a really unique card because we can actually take control of things if they are small enough, which is really good against some of the more aggressive decks. And it's also just a beautiful 4/4 lifelinker. So that lifelink is actually really good, especially with the Shelter by Ghost and the Eriette life that we're gaining. We're able to survive quite a while to the point where we can actually take over the game with our strategy. So really fun card to build around here as well. This is from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Also, we're playing Rite of the Moth. There's just one graveyard recursion thing. Well, I'll go over Ghostly Dancers in a bit, but this is a fantastic card as well for getting enchantments back, as well as when we cast these enchantments, we'll be getting a bunch of 3/1 flyers, and reanimating a Eriette of any kind, or the Ghostly Dancers, or a Monastery Swift Spirit always feels good. It also has flashback, so it's a little bit more resilient that way, but we don't have to play around it by any means. So Ghostly Dancers returns an enchantment, as well as Heliod. So we have like 2, 4/4s, so somewhat consistent there, as well as just 2 graveyard recursion type of things. Also, Danitha is really cool because we can actually get back one of our auras if we really, really need to. Whether that just be a Sheltered by Ghosts, which isn't too bad. It already has lifelink naturally, but that's really not why you're playing Sheltered by Ghosts, even though it is such an upside. So, just a great little card, right? I would say definitely run this, right? Especially that little +1 attack for the first strike really helps taking out your Shoulderids and what have you. So, good little card here. So 3 cards that can actually get something back from the graveyard, which is pretty cool. We don't have too many cards other than Shelter by Ghost. We just have a Shardmage Rescue and Ethereal Armor. But, at that point in the game, hopefully one of those will hit the bin at some point. And you can also just play it from your hand. So Overlord of the Mistmoors is obviously a great card. It's not necessarily super synergistic with what we're doing here, other than maybe just triggering Gremlin Tamer. But you can't really go wrong there. 2, bodies immediately, and eventually just a impending threat. This card will win a lot of games, and it does in the video. It's funny how much this card found my hand. So that's kind of what we're doing. By the way, Danitha is also a human that you can protect with Jarina. So there's a lot of cool little overlapping synergies here. I'd say that it comes together really well. I think Malcolm, even though it's not a human, is definitely justified in this deck as well. And it's just, we've been waiting for this card to be a little bit better than it is. I think Duskmourn gave us a lot of tools to work with. So yeah, that's pretty much the build, right? CMC 3 cards, we can take control with Cracked Skull if we have this Eriette on the field. So nice little nice little package, I would say. Now, the lands look a little bonkers, but I actually redid this intro because, well, one, my first take was kind of weird, but I also forgot, again, somehow, to add Valgavar Slayer, which will just trigger your Gremlin Tamer synergies and your Optimistic Scavenger synergies. So, very good card. Run this if you can. And I mean, we have so many different types of lands. We are running 2 Restless Anchorages and 1 Restless Fortress as our creature lands, and 2 Fountain Ports in here, because we will have a lot of tokens, sort of incidentally, so this can be some card draw and late game prowess, if you will. So I think it comes together very great. I hope you at least check out maybe one of the games. You don't have to stay for all of them. There's definitely way too many. But I really appreciate you guys for being here. And let me know if you have any other ideas for Eriette, because I'm sure I didn't think of everything by any means. So anyway, take care, you guys. I will see you in the next video. By the way, if you haven't checked out my shorts, I'm trying to do more of those in between days when I'm not posting a video. And I've been having a lot of fun with those, and I think they're actually really, really good. So maybe check them out. You could probably binge a few of them. And I don't think they're going to waste your time or anything. They're only 6 seconds long. So that's cool. And I will have another deck coming up here. I'm actually building around Twitching Doll for the next deck. I think Twitching Doll is buku bananas. I really do, because it ramps you. You'll eventually get to a point where you can create a bunch of 2/2 reach spiders. I think there's a lot of things you can do with that. And yeah, I threw in Mondrak so we can double up the tokens. So if we have 6 counters on Twitching Doll, then we'll get 12 2/2 spiders, which feels pretty dang good. I think there's actually some viability there. So thank you again, and take care. Alright, so should be the first game of the video, and we have a pretty not so great hand, to be honest, but we'll make it work. We will keep it. We do have a Surveil land, which is really nice. Now, Jarina here is really good, but the notable creature early on that it will interact with is Malcolm, which is not a human. So, you know, the effect doesn't really take, you know, we won't activate it until later once we have like our Eriettas or any of our other really good humans. Now, we don't necessarily want this because we don't have Eriette yet. I don't like getting that island very much, but it'll work out. It'll work out, guys. Malcolm is really good, though, even though it's not a human. So don't get me wrong there. It will help us find either our black mana or our other cards, right? So let's see what they do here. Okay. So it looks like they don't have any instants, which is pretty nice. There's our black mana, which is actually really good. So so we're going to put this on to the Historian. Cracked Skull is really unique in this way. So we're going to go ahead and choose the card, which is what makes it really, really good, in my opinion. Wow, okay. So they don't have their black mana either. Let's get rid of this, because that will remove Malcolm. They still have a removal spell, but okay, there's one of our Eriettas. Now this one, the 4-drop one, is really cool. So you can't take control of it unless it's the same CMC or less of the aura we attach it to. And I believe it's whenever an aura. So it's, even though we already have one on a guy, we're not going to be able to like take control of it right away or anything like that. So I think we go ahead and maybe I should have laid the fountain so we could have discarded that, but we're going to lay this. In fact, that's what I should have done, but it'll be okay. Okay. Let's get rid of one of these deadweights, because we actually only have 1 black mana anyway. So for this next turn, we'll Gremlin Tamer and Jarina probably, but we could just go ahead and remove something. And they gave us the treasure, which is really, really good. Okay. So I'm honestly really liking the position we are in. Okay, we're getting low. So we have to do something, right? And what is that going to be? So deadweight does kill a thing, so you know, that's kind of the only, Deadweight's the only one that really happens with, so we're getting kind of unfortunate, what would we call this, top decks. But we can actually do both here. Okay, so we will exile their graveyard. Pretty dang cool, pretty dang cool. Maybe I should have got rid of Bonehorn because we would have done that regardless. I kind of want this flyer. Doesn't matter right now, but this does have lifelink. So that's pretty dang huge. Okay, Ossification is great. So we're going to actually get rid of this. Even though that's a great card. Now we can Ossification and get rid of the Bone Horde, which is the bigger problem here. We'll create some board presence. And we can always sacrifice Jarina to keep our boys alive. This is also a human, and this is a human. Those are the important ones. Malcolm's actually 1 Chorus counter away. That's pretty cool. How are you doing today? Tell me about something in the comments. Let me know. Okay, so another Bone Horde. Not too shabby. If we do get a larger CMC card, that could be really good with Malcolm here. Usually we're not really expecting... Well, I guess we are. So we have some high value targets otherwise. But to get to the 4 chorus counters isn't like a game plan or anything. But, nice little upside, right? Nice little upside. Okay. They do not swing. Okay, unable to scream. So this is like much better than Deadweight later in the game. Deadweight can be really good just for hard removing something. It's nice to have sort of a diversity there, I would say. I think I have like a cough right now, so I'm trying not to cough. I think we get rid of this treasure. Whoa, sorry about that, guys. Okay. Yeah, unable to scream this. So now that's just a 0-2. We get another gremlin. And I think we just get rid of this completely. Goodbye, come again. So I think we swing here. This will be really good if we hit a aura with Malcolm. Yeah, we can double swing here. I don't think there's any reason not to. Or quadruple swing. So yeah, the lifelink on Eriette is huge in this matchup. Oh, dude, there's something I like swallowed a piece of hair or like something dumb. So there is our Eriette. So that's really good. We can actually discard the Danitha here, though, which will allow us to cast it for free. So that's really nice. And we don't want to attach any of these because they are negative. We don't have too many. This is also a human, by the way. We don't have too many. Oh my god, I'm dying. We got it, though. We got it. We powered through. My apologies for all the coughing and crying. I'm going to go fix that before the next game. But let's get another one to show off some more of the, especially the Eriette strategies, which is really what we're about anyways. Woo! Woo! What the fuck? What did I just swallow? Okay, so second game, I'm still dying over here, but we will make it work. So if my voice sounds a little weird, it's because apparently I swallowed something just sitting here just now. So that is very, very fun. Let's actually lay this. It is a plains and an island, which allows this to be online. We don't necessarily want this, but this card is so good. My last deck tech, the Calyx one, Ghostly Dancers really pops off in that deck. I really want another copy. I think one of like works out for most situations. So I'm not like it's not like my biggest priority, but it's definitely something I'll get eventually. So the bat takes the Malcolm. We have both Eriettas, which is really cool. So we just do this. Delny, by the way, was one of my... I was looking over the cards and I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. Like, Eriette is going to be triggering twice with Delny. So that's like super powerful, right? Especially if you have like 3 enchantments, all of a sudden you're pinging for 6, gaining 6 type of thing. So they do take Eriette, which is smart by them. Okay, so what we're going to do is just slap this down, because we have pretty much nothing else we could do. That is the thing about Shelter by Ghost, is you do need a creature. We're not running too many creatures in this deck, but we do have a lot of good removal and like neutralizing things down. So Deep Cavern Bat is actually interesting. We really need our dead weights for this, or our Ossification, or our Shelter by Ghost. Sort of start going off there. Okay, the Glissa's tough. The Glissa's so annoying, man. I think though it's worth it here, right? I think even though it's not quite mana efficient, I think we have, well, it's like I really want these other cards, but we have to get rid of Glissa, I would say. I say we swing 2 to just start gaining life. I think that's probably okay. Maybe they try to remove Delny with a 2 mana, and then we'll flash this out, which will be a big blowout. They have another one, so that's really unfortunate. It's fine. We could have kept it up to block, but we would have died in that case. Okay. We're still waiting on the black for Eriette. So Gremlin Tamer is not too bad at all, though, by any means. So actually, yeah, we chill. We're actually going to make 2 Gremlin tokens when we flash out Shardmages. So that could be really, really nice. So they're going to pay the ward too. And now we protect it, giving us even bigger size, still with that lifelink, triggering 2 gremlins. So I think that's a pretty good play. Now we could have gone after these bats, which in retrospect could have been the right decision, but in all honesty, it's hard to know. So I think we just do this. There is no, yeah, we could like quadruple block I suppose. I don't think that's worth it. Okay, so we get the black now. And we can actually draw cards with this. But what's really nice... Well, we don't have an enchantment in the battlefield. For some reason, I thought we had one. Let's... We could just slay this so then we could transform it later, but I don't necessarily think that matters too much. Yeah, let's just slay it because it'll trigger our Gremlin Tamer anyway. This does require 3 mana. So we're probably going to... There's a fly in my room also. That's crazy. Maybe I swallowed a fly earlier without knowing. Maybe that's what happened. Let's go ahead and get our lifelink in. Between the fly and my voice, I'm like frazzled-dazzled right now. I'm like, what's going on here? Is the sky falling? I feel like Chicken Little. Good game, brother! Okay, so game like 5 or 6 of trying to get Eriette in our hand. It's just like, where is she? A little tilted, I can't lie. We didn't get the blue, but that's fine. I just find it incredible. We have 3 of her in the deck. We've gotten Mistmours almost every game, somehow. We're playing 1. Some of the other 1-drops, like the 4-mana Eriette, we've gotten a few times, too. Do I lay Delny here into a cut down? No. Let's see what their hand is first. Okay, so yeah, this card, they have the Gobacan, destroy target non-land permanent. Okay. So that's pretty annoying. So we're going to get rid of that. Well, man. Nope. We have to get rid of one of those, because that's going to be so much value with the Rune Lurker Bat that... I don't know. We don't have the blue yet for Unable or Gremlin Tamer, so we'll see here. Invasion. Man, this fly is just refuses to go to anywhere else in the room. It's just like, I will fly in circles right in front of your monitor. Yes. Maybe it does have to do with the light. But there is... is this plains? No. So it's only tapping for white. But we do get 2 flyers here. Okay. They could use their 3 mana removal. The only mean being made cost more is not so bad here. And throwing a Sheltered by Ghost on one of these tokens is always nice. So we could potentially sacrifice one of them. Okay, they want to take the ghosts. That's fine. Yeah, we absolutely block. Right? Yeah. No more lifelink. No more dumb stuff. Okay. You love to see it. It's not the worst thing. I'm just mad I haven't got Eriette, dude. It's just crazy. Like... played like 5-6 games. I just built, you know, I was getting it before I started recording. So let's pitch it. Sure, it's a good card, but oh, this is a plains. Holy crap. Okay, that's great. I almost didn't even notice that. No, they still keep the card. I believe, yeah, they would still keep the card. No, let's not swing. Sorry. We're getting a little bit closer to our Mistmours, though, so I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. Um, but yeah. I mean, yeah, do we get our Shelter by Ghost back? Yeah, sure. Illuso Core pings us a little bit, but we get a really good card back. Absolutely. Delny would not be bad here, in all honesty, because like we can do this, and we can unable to scream this. Now we get 2 Gremlins again, all that jazz, and we will swing here. Alright, Mistmoors is close to turning over. So they've been saving that card for Mistmoors, it would imagine, or I would imagine. So, non-land permanent though. So they could have used it already. They just haven't really had the pressure on them though, so. But I wonder, they don't have like an Axel's Oats or anything. They're kind of in trouble here. What did they do? They had, I feel like, how is this not on the battlefield already? What did they lay? Like, they had mana up last turn too, right? Was it because of the black mana? See, like, why didn't they, like, why wouldn't you lay this? Oh, Offspring? Is that really worth it, though? So let's draw a card. Malcolm's nice. Malcolm's definitely nice. We will protect Delny here with the Ward 2. We will exile this. No blockers. Goodbye. Boom, bam. So it does always seem a little weird to like target something that we've already targeted, but we've already gotten multiple turns of value out of it. It's only 1 mana, and it does trigger our enchantment stuff. Oh, interesting. Wait, why did they... Oh, it's power 2, not toughness 2. That's right. Hey, look, dude. We got Eriette, We got Eriette, dude. Oh, my goodness. All right. Goodbye. Get pinged. Yes. Sorry, I'm being so stupid. It's just crazy, like, man. Like, I don't know. Every time I press the record button, like, the craziest stuff happens, man. I'm, like, popping off, like, before. Okay, so we're, like, off to the races here. Lay this. Goodbye. Come again. Boom. Swing on in. Ping him for 2. You'll love to see it. Bro, they had a shoulder chilling in the back. Oh, that's unfortunate, man. Ooh, okay, so we get a cracked skull. So, whenever it's dealt damage, children will die. So that's something to consider. Do we want to swing? No, we don't want to swing with Eriette. So let's swing with Malcolm. Oh, that's nice, though. So do we just do that instead? Yeah, we'll get rid of Cracked Skull. I think we just totally neutralize Shouldred. Hit him for 3, baby! Let's go! I was like, dude. Star Charter. What? I've never seen that. Beginning of your end step. If you gained or... What? If you gained or lost life this turn, let the top 4 cards of your library 3 or less mana cost, put it into your hand. Okay? Into your hand, right? Yeah. So we will create a fish. Why not? We don't really need a treasure token. That does flip over. Beautiful. No, but we win, right? We have 3 auras, so we don't have to swing or anything. Yeah. Got him. Good game. Eriette for the win, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, thank you. Mwah. Magic Gods. Dude, like, I was, like, losing my mind. I was like, bro, I haven't got her one time in, like, 5-6 games. That might even have been 7 games, to be honest. Like, what the heck? But we're running 3 in the deck, so you should be getting her. And I swear, before I pressed record, I was getting her every game. We have a lot of, like, smaller enchantments. Malcolm really helps facilitate things. You can eventually get to your creature lands to help do a little bit more damage to close the game as well. We just have really good cards, like Crack the Skull is really good. Gremlin Tamer generates a lot of value. Obviously, Sheltered by Ghosts is perfect. You could potentially adapt the build to have like more Mistmoors, things like that. But anyway, you guys, I really appreciate it if you made it all the way to the end like this. I don't know which games I'm going to put in the video. Maybe just all of them, maybe not. But I hugely appreciate all the support. Leave a comment if you like this deck, and I hope that you have a great day. Good luck on the arena. No mulligans for you. Wishing you all the good RNG, and I'll see you next time.